let me do this one because you were mad at it and you went up to Congress and oh yeah, and my mic, sorry. You went up to Congress because you were caught in a casual conversation in New York at a table talking about COVID and how it attacks people of European and African descent more than the Ashkenazi Jew or Chinese, right? So let's play it. Just so you can answer this, right?
Yeah.
For the crowd here in Michigan, because we don't.
COVID-19 is targeted to attack Caucasians and black people. The people who are most immune are Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese. But we don't know whether it was deliberately targeted that or not. But there are papers out there that show the racial and ethnic differential and impact to that. We do know that the Chinese are spending hundreds of millions of dollars developing ethnic bioweapons, and we are developing ethnic bioweapons. That's what all of those labs in the Ukraine are about. They're collecting Russian DNA, they're collecting Chinese DNA, so that we can target people by race.
So you said two things that are true. The data of who this affects, right? And who it doesn't. And then the other one, I got to finish the question, Bobby. I got to finish the question. Okay. The other part was it's scary and factual that the United States, China, probably a dozen other countries are engaged in engineering bioweapons to strike you genetically, right?
Yeah.
But when you say them together in a sentence, because they're going to weaponize that.
Well, yeah, of course.
So were you trying to say there's a cabal of Jews and Chinese trying to kill the rest of us?
Of course not.
But that's what Congress was screaming.
Sorry, I know. Well, that's what of course, and I shouldn't have said it because for two reasons. One, it was a private conversation that was supposed to be off the record, and
there is no
I didn't even know it was being taped. But because I wouldn't say that publicly because there are people out there who would like to make blood libels against Jews. And so, I don't want to give them any fuel for their paranoia, etc. But all I was doing was describing a paper that was published by NIH. And that paper showed that the docking site on the coronavirus at the end of the spike protein, there's a docking site that docks with the ACE2 receptor in the human lung, and that docking site was a perfect fit for blacks, people of African descent. It was a near perfect fit for Caucasians, and then it was a very bad fit for people from Finland were the most immune, according to this, and then Ashkenazi Jews and ethnic Chinese. So, and this was a discussion we were having about bioweapons and ethnic bioweapons. I just made the point that, there are diseases affect people of different ethnicities differently. So there are different vulnerabilities that are attached to your ethnicity. And that therefore it is, theoretically possible to design a bioweapon that would hurt one race or another. And in fact, and we are trying to, for sure. And there are many nations that are trying to. This is well documented in the literature.
And you know what? Okay.
Because it's the perfect bioweapon. Every other bioweapon, you have to develop a vaccine because there's going to be blowback on your side. If you give those guys cholera, yellow fever, dengue fever, your people are going to get sick too. There's no way to give it to their army without it coming back on our army. And so you have to have a vaccine ready. And you have to vaccinate all of your army first before you deploy the bioweapon. The only way that you don't have to do that is if you can develop an ethnic bioweapon. Then you can kill them and none of your guys are going to get it. So it has always been the holy grail of bioweapons enthusiasts.
And you're writing a book about this.
Yeah, I have a book about to come out.
It's about to come out just on this so that you're not a dope just going off at a table.